Let's see. What was I gonna do? I was gonna do something. Shit. Oh yeah. I can go through on here. Actually, look for any comments. I only got one screen, so this will be game and this will be for comments. So give me a quick second. Alright, here we go. Can you hear me? Let me know if it sounds good. I will be cool. Alright. Hopefully sounds all good. Let's get this thing started. And what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be explaining frame data, what it usually means, how you could use it in a fight, and the importance of it. After that, I'll be going through a little bit of basics with Harong, and maybe a little bit of advanced stuff, we'll see. So anyway, basically what frame data is, if you're looking at it on a piece of paper, you're going to have, few rows of numbers, and then you're going to have like some, letters, abbreviations, and I'll let you know what they mean and everything. That first row that you should be seeing, let me see, I think it's either the damage or the speed. It should actually say on there the difference when you're looking at frame data. So damage is basically what it is. Not really going to go too much into that. But the speed is basically what it says on there. It's the speed of the move. Now, to give you a comparison, generally the fastest move you could do in a game is a jab. Usually a one jab, 1-2. There are some exceptions like Yoshimitsu Flash or Master Raven back turn doing a one jab. It's 8 frames. But typically, a 10 frame jab is going to be your fastest move to do. So, when you compare other moves, 10 frame being fast, I believe this is 11 frames. It's either 11 or 12 frames. And alright, so what else does that mean? Well, typically if you want to try and interrupt somebody, if you want to do a fast move, you're going to throw out, something with less startup frames. For the big moves, let's see, like, what's a real slow move with Harong? Just doing the skyrocket, It's a pretty slow move. You're typically not going to want to just try and throw that out because one, you're either going to get beaten, and two, it's pretty unsafe, and I'll get to that one in a second. So, what is being unsafe? Being unsafe, frames is a number game, okay? When you look at the frame data and everything like that, like I said, 10 frames is generally the fastest. And if you look at a move, when you block a move, there's recovery frames. You're not going to be able to do every move in the game and then be able to block right after that. There are some moves that have their negative frames are so big that as soon as they block it, they get a free attack. So what that free attack would be based off of is, like, let's say you do a move that says -12 under, like, if they block it, right? That means if you look at a move as far as your the speed of a move, and you do anything 12 frames or below, it is going to hit. So, give you a little example. We're going to put Law to do just a hop kick. Hop kick is generally minus 13 frames, right? So we will record and start recording. Hop kick, and I'm going to set him to block right after, right? So he's going to hop kick, and he's going to block immediately after. Now, like I said, it's minus 13, so if I block that move, it takes 13 frames for him to recover and to block again. And I have a few moves that are actually 13 frames or below, so it will be guaranteed. So block, something like that, or 1-2. I believe down forward 1 as well. Yep, all those moves. Let me stop him real quick. So all those moves are going to hit if I block a hop kick. Now, Law, for example, he has a really good punisher for hop kicks, 3-4. Some characters are not so good at punishing, others are really good at it. So you have to be really careful, and that's why it's good to look at those numbers. Look at the speed of the move, that way you know what your punishment can be. I mean, generally speaking, a launcher doesn't typically happen until about 15 frames, with few exceptions. Law has a 14 frame launcher, Brian has a 14 frame launcher, Lars. There are a few characters in the game that have 14 frame launchers, but typically 15 frames is when a launcher will come out. For Hwoarang, down forward 2. That's his fastest launcher standing up. So if you go through frame data, you look at your moves, if you see anything from minus 15 frames and on up, you're not going to want to use that as much against someone that knows what they're doing. If you're going to play your friend down the street and they don't know what they're doing, yeah, you can throw whatever you want. But if you're actually going to try and be good in the game and you're actually going to play people that know what they're doing, you're going to be using that a lot less because you're going to lose a lot of health in this game. Now, for plus frames, so let's say you do, let's see here. We'll repeat action here. If you do a move that on block it says +1 or +2 or anything like that, that means that you have such a fast recovery that chances are you're going to beat them out again if you do. Well, here, you know what? Let me actually show you. So what I'm going to do with Law, most people's standing 1, this right here, +1 on block, right? So that means you can kind of like subtract that frame from the speed of your next move. It sounds a little complicated, but basically, so Law's jab is 10 frames. If I do jab, it's blocked, +1. His next jab, it's not going to come out in 9 frames. It's going to come out in 10 frames, but you can kind of add that frame onto that. That's the better way to explain it. You can add that frame onto the speed of the next person's attack. So Hwoarang's 10 frame jab will become an 11 frame jab. Here's what I mean. I'm going to do a standing 1. It's going to be blocked, and then immediately do another standing 1. Okay? So here's how it's going to look. 1, 1. All right. Let me do that again just to make it a little faster. 1, 1. Okay. So, what does that mean? Well, with Hwoarang, as soon as I block the 1, I'm going to try and interrupt it with a jab. I will fail. Let me show you. See? Because he is at plus frames, he has the advantage. I can't interrupt him from the next one. So typically, this is a really good move. It really is. Now, with him being at +1, I can still step him. There's a guide in Core's Tekken Academy. If you go under Files and then Tekken 101, it'll discuss when you are not able to step anymore. It'll tell you the numbers game. You know, when you're able to step, even if the opponent is at plus frames, so on and so forth. So, terrible stepping. I can step. So, I might not be able to beat him out. Why I trading with him? Should not be trading. Let me see here. Let me try again. Okay. Let's try that again now. Yep. Alright, there we go. So, I can't trade with him because he does have advantage. Now you can possibly go for a crushing move like a Lars up 3 that might be able to crush it and everything. Crushing is a whole different category I'm not even going to get into. But I'm just going basic frames right now. So, plus frames. If you are at plus frames, even on hit or block, add them to the speed of the next person's move. That's the best basic way I can say it. On hit, you'll see that I think Law and Wrong and a lot of other people have standing one, they're +8, right? So you definitely can't trade back. If you get hit by that, you're going to have to block again because I don't even think you can step. Let me see here. No. Being at +8, I can't even step after that. So the only thing I can do is block. That's frame data in a nutshell. So look what you can get. Go through people that you're having issues with. Look at their frame data. See what they're getting away with. See how unsafe they are. See what they are safe with. So look at the speed. Look at what the recovery frames are on block, and then the recovery frames on hit. For counter hit and stuff like that, you know, some people have knockdowns, launches. It's different. Just go through. K and D is knockdown. I'm not exactly sure what the S means when it says +1 S. I'm not exactly sure what that means. And then I believe there's crouching frames in there as well. Just go through, do some experimentation. This should at least help. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Now let's go on with Wrong now. If you've played previous Wrongs, like in Tekken 6, Tekken Tag 2 Wrong is different from 6. 7 Wrong is different from Tag, and that being that has major pushback now. You're not going to be able to, like people that played Tag 2 Wrong, you're not going to be able to, lock them down as easy as it was in Tag. Let me go through his basic punishment first. 10 frame punishment is his jabs. What I like to do 10 frame punishment and then go into a stance. I'll talk about his stances a little bit later on, but this is 10 frame. Let's see here. Not exactly sure if 4-3 is 11 frames or 4-3 is 12. What I highly recommend, there's an app on there called Tekken 7 Chicken, T7 Chicken. Download it. It doesn't have all the updated frames just yet, but it's a really good starting point. So let's see. Going down to... So it's 11 frames. I had to look that up because a lot of people standing 4 is 12 frames. There's not many people in this game that has an 11 frame standing 4. Law is one of them, and now you have Wrong. This is natural combo. What I highly recommend to see what your natural combos are is the action 1 stand, action 2 guard all. That way, if it isn't a natural combo, they will block all the subsequent hits. So for let's see, 1-2 only does 17 damage. For hop kicks, 4-3. I mean, not only does it actually punish, I'm sorry, but you're also going to be +7 on hit. So if you get that, continue your offense. Go into stance after, do another one if you want. It's safe on hit, safe on block. You can cancel it if you like by holding forward. So you have options. When you're going into 13 frame punishment, I still use this. You can use, I believe this is, sorry, I believe the down forward 1 plus 2 is 13 frames. Down forward 1 is 13 frames. Just do that. It's good. Once you get into 14 frames, that's going to be this bad boy right here. Up forward, 3 plus 4, 4. 31 damage, covers a lot of ground, and overall, generally a very good punish. 15 frames, down forward 2. Right? So, nothing more I need to say about that. That is your standard launcher. Whiff punishment. Like I said, up forward 3 plus 4, if I can actually do it right, typically has pretty good range. From here, kind of nerfed that one. It used to be a lot better. From here, whiff punishment wise, start looking at back 3. Now, one of the guys I was speaking to yesterday, he was saying that he likes to use back 3. In my opinion, since I believe it is 16 frames, don't quote me on that, go look in Tekken Chicken, I thought it was 16 frames. But it's definitely slower than down forward 2. Covers great ground though. Not from there, but I think from here, yes. So about range 1.5, maybe 2. Excuse me for a second, got the cat to relief here. Go, get out of here, go. Pain in the ass. So about range 1.5 to 2, you're going to want to use your back 3 for a whiff punishment. You don't want to abuse it because I believe, actually I'm going to look this up here. I believe on block, if against someone that knows what they're doing, they're going to launch you. Let's see here. Go on Tekken Chicken. Go on to back 3. Minus 19 on block. I mean, Law starts out at 14 frames for his launcher. It doesn't really offer much pushback either, huh? Yeah, there's no pushback on that. I mean, 19 frames, you're getting launched big time. I mean, I think some people can just frame skyrocket. I think you can just frame skyrocket that. That's a lot of damage. So, I suggest throwing it out when you know it's going to hit. Alright, so that's the basic frames. 10 hit, or 10 frame, 11 frame, 13 frame if you want it. I still say do that for 13. 14 frame, good punish, good range. You can do that if you want. No, you want that third hit. Then you realize, yeah, you want that third hit. And then down forward 2. Basic combos. Well, for one, before I get into the combos, let me talk about his homing move. That is really good. I believe that's 16 frames. Let's see here. I know his old down forward 4 in tag 2 was 14. It was unsafe on hit though. This one, I believe, is safe on hit. Let's see, there's the down forward 4. It is 16 frames, and on block it's only minus 8 at most. That's really good for covering ground when you know someone likes to sidestep you. On hit, it's plus 8. So if you hit them with it, you know, you can definitely start your offense. You end up in right foot forward, so that's definitely a nice pressuring stance he has. Let me get back into Twitch just in case anybody's asking any questions. So down forward 4 is a really good move for covering ground. And then right foot forward, down forward 3. I believe that's unsafe, but the pushback and everything, I think you're okay. Let's see. I believe you do that, you get something. Let's see. Yeah. So those are 2 really good homing moves he has. Let's talk about basic combos. I'm just gonna do his bread and butter ones. These are the ones you're gonna want to try. So it's gonna be 65 damage for a down forward 2 combo is actually, that's about what everybody should be getting. So basically, let me go through everything I've done. It's going to be down forward 2, go forward 4. It's going to take a little while to actually kind of get muscle memory into doing that. You actually have a little bit of time to do it too, so not too bad. The follow-up from that, in this game, if you buffer the 3-4, so it's going to be right foot forward 3-4, okay? If you do it too quick, you're going to get that, regardless of how fast you put it. So if you do forward 4, and then you're kind of mashing your 3-4, you're probably going to get this. Let's see. Oh, all right, well. Yeah, there we go. If you do 3-4 too quickly, you're going to get that. It's not going to connect. That move by itself is really good, but it's not going to work in a combo. I've even gotten it to work even slower, just 3 and then 4. If you're doing it, if you hit your right foot forward 3-4 at the wrong time, you're going to get that. Just takes a little bit of practice. After you do that, go forward 4. 3-4, back 4. The less amount of hits it takes to do a spin, the easier it is to do Harang's follow-ups. Because in this game, the more hits you do in a combo, the further they go away, and that even applies for the spin combo. So, I'll show, let's see here, I'll do this. Let's see here, oh man. Oh, I know what to do. Okay, sorry. Try to give a good example here. See how far that flings him? So, I want to say about, let's see. Getting terrible here. Alright, 1, 2. 1, 2. You see I'm hitting the 3-4. If you're not doing it right, you only get the 3, so you might want to mash the 4. 4 hits after the launcher. So, and that's what I get. That. Now, if you want, after the spin, you can do that. And then just run up and do Hunting Hawk if you want, 62 damage. I would prefer practice doing forward 3+4 to go to right foot forward, hold the 3, and then forward 3. Sorry, hold the forward, and then hit 3. I didn't hit, what? Alright, anyway. So, let's try doing that. Alright, so, that's his bread and butter combo. It works off of anything. It really does. Well, I'm not going to say everything. Anything that launches up. So, right after you do up forward 3-4-3. That's his bread and butter. I say bread and butter from down forward 2 and back 3. Next, we'll do, if you want to do Jetstream Skyrocket combos, we'll do these one first. Go forward 4, 3, and 69 damage. If you want a little style points, do this. Not bad. As it doesn't work. Does it not work against smaller people? I'm actually learning something. Oh boy. Wow. It doesn't work against smaller people. That's really strange. That's good to know. Don't listen to what I said then. I know this should work though. All right, I'm learning something as a heroic player. See, I was practicing way too much. Sorry, give me a second here. I was practicing way too much on bigger characters like Heihachi and everything like that. I wouldn't think to actually try on Law. That's strange that it didn't work. Mm-mm. Hey. 5, 4, 3. Wow. All right, so there's a few combos that just doesn't. Either it probably does work. It's very inconsistent, or it doesn't work at all. Smaller characters. That's good to know. I was trying it against Nina the other day. That's why I thought it would work on Low. All right, so the combo to use: Whiplash, go forward 4, 3, 4, and then back 3. It works. I just suck at doing combos with him today. Wow. Come on now. I hate how you press a button and it doesn't want to come out. There we go. 69 damage. Might as well take it, right? Oh, you know what? Actually, hold on. I got one more idea. Upward. Will that work? 75 damage. That works. 6 extra damage. It's actually pretty easy, so Jetstream Skyrocket, Whiplash, if I could do it. Go forward 4, 3, up forward 3 plus 4, and down forward 3 plus 4. Not a bad combo at all, then. Let's see here. As far as stances go, so left foot forward, that's going to be your, in my opinion, whiff punishment, and then, you know, kind of like your gateway to other stances. So left flamingo stance, right flamingo stance. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4. Right foot forward, in my opinion, that's going to be your pressure stance. Just because he has so many things that leads him into plus frames. Down forward 4, into hold forward. It's and then 2, 2, 4, 2, 4. You know, if they duck, that's your launcher right there. Really good. Dash in 4. And I believe that is going to be your bread and butter from there. I like the wall carry from there. So you can either do Hunting Hawk. Let me see if Hunting Hawk works off axis like that. Let's see. Nope, doesn't work off axis. So you're probably going to have to pay attention to if you're off axis or not. Hey, working there. That's interesting. I think you have to dash deep. Yep. Has to be a deep dash. It works. If you're off axis to the left though, try something different. You can just do this. Sorry. Good God, man. Alright. And then, if you want, run up and do pressure. What else as far as basics go? So, oh yeah, counter hits. So let's say you actually hit a counter hit on that one. So what if you don't actually hit something with that one, and then, you know, you're in stance? What do? If you don't think they're going to, if you don't think they're going to try and jab you out of it, you know, you can pressure them doing basically 3 forward. That's how you do that. So if you think they're going to try and jab you out, back 1. Innate sidestep right in that move. Has pretty good evasion. It's basically like a get off me type of move. But, so here's the bread and butter for this. You actually might get more. Let's see if you can hit without. Yeah, you can. Really? That's interesting. Let's see. Deep dash. Wonder, can you? There we go. Great wall carry. That's actually, wow. That's only 2 damage less than the Hunting Hawk combo. Alright. I think that's the combo Speed Kicks uses. It's 2 damage less. Great wall carry. So, I think you can get that off of anything. Ah. Come on. Sorry guys, I suck. What the hell was that? Alright, I'm saving this. What the hell was that? Y'all see that? Hold on. What did I do? You saw that, right? Alright, interesting. Interesting. God. I don't know about you guys, but I have issues doing 2 buttons. I don't know why. That's what you gotta do. You mother. Ah! Uh-oh, don't tell me I'm hitting the wall already. There we go. Pretty good damage and a really good wall carry. I want to see if I could try that again. What did I do? Hold on. I think I dropped the combo, so... You know, I'm going to look over my video again, and then I'm going to see what I did. That was weird. I think it has something to do... Am I doing it too fast? I don't know what that was. Alright, I'm restarting the stream, guys, because I want to save that video. Be right back.